I met Jimmy around 40 years ago, I guess. My office was 2 doors down from Wall Electric Company. And anyway, I got acquainted with him and his dad and became friends with them. And anyway, we worked together, over the years. Did a couple of jobs together, and we loaned each other tools and equipment, and helped each other out. Had a good relationship. And known him ever since. Jimmy's honest, he's well liked, highly respected in the community. He's highly knowledgeable. He was trained by some of the most knowledgeable people in the electrical field that worked for his daddy. And he's been around a long time, and he's come a long ways. He's used that training to get him where he's at today. And I think he's well deserved to get this. I knew the people who trained him. They were highly intelligent people. In fact, one of them worked for me as an estimator. And that's how I found out how intelligent he really was. And Jimmy had the benefit of getting that training from him. So he's come a long ways, and he'll go further. And I was proud to nominate him.
Well, Jimmy Wall and I go back many, many years. When I first met him, he was a young teenager. I went to work for his father as at that time, a position called groundman trainee for the grand total of $2.62.5 an hour. This was in 1964. So that gives you where we started, and over a period of the last 50 some odd years, almost 60 years, and I have been associated with Jimmy in one form or the other. I've known him and watched him mature and grow and become a pillar in the electrical industry. He's certainly known by everyone. He is liked by everyone. I don't know of anyone that has anything to say bad against him. So that puts us back to where Jimmy and I started, and so you can tell by where he's at today that I think very highly of him, or we would not be making this conversation right now. Jimmy and I, of course, at that time, Jimmy was working in the industry, and I knew his daddy and his mother very well, and of course kept up with them. His daddy was instrumental in my success. He was the man that he put me in the apprentice program, and I served my apprenticeship working for him. I worked for him for almost 5 years before I left. And so I owe a debt of gratitude to his family, not necessarily that this is paying back that debt of gratitude, but it's something that certainly the Wall family has been instrumental in my wife and my family's life. We've just benefited by the fact that we've known each other. It's been a mutually beneficial thing. So I certainly have a lot of respect for him, and I feel like that a lot of the industry has a lot of respect for him. Jimmy represents the industry, and all of those that have been awarded this, they're representative of the market and the electrical industry and the entire construction industry in this North Alabama area. We are ABC members because we believe in the concept of open enterprise, and we believe in the merit shop process. Jimmy certainly subscribes to that, and he has been involved in it most of his adult life. So he's a leader in that regard. He's supportive of the programs of ABC, has been for many years, and I'm so proud that ABC has selected him as this year's Man of the Year, and he is certainly deserving of it. I think they would have a hard time finding anyone any more deserving. So I'm proud to see him advance, and think that they have made an excellent choice, and I congratulate them on their selection of a man of that quality for that job. So that's about what I can say about Jimmy.
Well, my father was an electrical contractor here in Huntsville for a long time. Worked with one of the larger firms before he went in business, and just been around it all my life. Never really necessarily planned to get into this and make it a profession, but you know, it was just something I'd grown up around and wound up taking this path, and it's been good for me. Well, I started, Jesse and I have been friends for a long time and had talked about possibly coming to work with him for probably several years before I did. Started here in maybe '92 as a project manager estimator, and worked here in that position and until we bought the business roughly 10 years ago. You know, to be associated with a lot of the past winners is just really an honor. I mean, there have been some past winners that have just been staples, you know, in the industry, and have just been such a big part of construction in North Alabama, not just electrical, but all kinds of construction in North Alabama. Never thought of myself in that group. I still don't. But it's just quite an honor to be associated with a lot of them. It's a very humbling experience. To have been associated with all the good people that I have that have made me look good is what's obviously got me here. The people that are here at JSI today, the people who have been here in the past, the people I've worked with other places have just been such a big part of my life that I'm just thankful to have been associated with all the people over the years. It's just there's just so many that I would have to thank that are here in the office with me today. That are in the field with us today. There's guys here in the office that worked with my dad, and it's just cool being around all these people.